Hello students, in previous video we have discussed about the difference between sexual and asexual mode of reproduction. In this video we are going to study about the asexual mode of reproduction in detail. First of all, we will see the definition of asexual reproduction. The process of formation of new organisms by an organism of same species without involvement of gametes is called as asexual reproduction. Okay, in previous video we also discussed about the definition of asexual reproduction. That definition was the type of reproduction in which only one parent involved is called as asexual reproduction. Similar way, here also formation of new organism by an organism of same species without involvement of any gametes is called as asexual reproduction. Clear? This is the definition of asexual reproduction, which is a different one than the previous one. Okay, here this definition explains about that an organism produce new organism without involvement of any gametes. Okay, as we have discussed in the difference of the asexual reproduction, that there is no gamete formed in the asexual reproduction. Okay, means male gametes and female gametes are not formed in case of asexual reproduction. That's why whatever the new organism obtained from the previous organism without involvement of gametes is called as asexual. So in that, the first point is this reproduction does not involve union of two different gametes. Okay, actually see, in asexual reproduction there is no formation of gametes occur. That's why there is no fusion of two different gametes, that is male and female gametes does not occur. Clear? The second point here is the new organism has exact genetic similarity with the reproducing organism. Okay, so in asexual reproduction, whatever the new organism formed, it has exact genetic identity with the parent one. Means whatever the genetic material present inside the parent, it is completely and exactly present inside the new organism. That's why the new organism is exactly similar with the parent one. Okay, after that, the third point here is it is uniparental reproduction. It is uniparental reproduction. It means that it has only one parent. Means in case of asexual reproduction, only one parent involved. That's uniparental reproduction. After that, the fourth point is it occurs by mitotic cell division. Okay, so this point also we have discussed in the difference point. Okay, in case of asexual reproduction, the cells divide by mitosis process. Okay, after that, lack of variation is the main drawback of asexual reproduction. Okay, so lack of variation means the new organism produced is exact or 100% similar with the parent one. That's why there is no variation generated in the new organism. So lack of variation is the main drawback or disadvantage of asexual reproduction. Okay, all of you know that the variations are necessary to the organism for the survival in the changing environmental condition. After that, the last point here is fast rate of reproduction is the main advantage of asexual reproduction. Clear? So fast rate of reproduction is the main advantage of asexual reproduction. It means that within short duration, large number of individuals of any organism can be produced with the help of asexual reproduction. Okay, after introduction of asexual reproduction, our next point is modes of asexual reproduction. See here, there are different modes of asexual reproduction in unicellular and multicellular organisms. See, the asexual reproduction is mostly shown by unicellular organisms and simple multicellular organisms. So, there are various modes of asexual reproduction for unicellular as well as simple multicellular organisms. In this, see the first modes of asexual reproduction in unicellular organisms. Here, there are three different modes of asexual reproduction in case of unicellular organisms. In that, the first one, binary fission, the second one, multiple fission, and the third one, budding. After that, in the second case, modes of asexual reproduction in multicellular organisms. There are total 5 modes of asexual reproduction for multicellular organisms. The first one, fragmentation. The second, regeneration. The third, budding. The fourth, vegetative propagation. And the fifth one, spore formation. So these are the 5 modes of asexual reproduction in case of multicellular organisms. After this, we are going to study about the different modes of asexual reproduction in detail. In that, the first one, Asexual reproduction in unicellular organism. The first asexual reproduction in case of unicellular organism is binary fission. Okay, in that the first definition of binary fission: the process in which parent cell divides into two equal halves and each half part gives rise to new daughter cells is called as binary fission. So the definition explains that the process in which parent cell divides into two equal halves, and what is meant by halves means two equal half parts. Okay, so the process in which parent cell divide into two equal halves means half parts, and each half part gives rise to new organism or new daughter cells. This process is called as binary fission. Okay, second point here is prokaryotes like bacteria and protists, that is protistae like amoeba, paramecium, euglena are reproduced by binary fission process. These are the examples of organisms that shows binary fission. In that, the prokaryotes, it means the organisms in which cell is underdeveloped. Okay, so the prokaryotes like bacteria and protistae like, okay, amoeba, paramecium, that euglena, okay, are reproduced with the help of binary fission. So these are the examples of organisms that show the binary fission process. Okay, after that, the third point here is eukaryotic cell organelles like mitochondria and chloroplast also reproduced by binary fission process. See, in case of eukaryotic organisms, okay, the eukaryotic cell is present. Okay, inside the eukaryotic cell, the various cell organelles are present. Okay, in that cell organelles, the first one mitochondria and second chloroplast. Okay, mitochondria and chloroplast both are divided by or reproduced by binary fission process. So this is a very important point here in case of eukaryotic cell organelles. Okay, after that, the next point here is binary fission process occurs by mitosis process. Okay, binary fission process occurs by mitosis process, means in case of binary fission the mitosis type of cell division is performed. Okay, so after that, the next point is binary fission is performed by the organisms in favorable condition, that is in nutritive condition. Okay, it means that the organisms like prokaryotes and protistae, when they survive in that favorable condition, then in that favorable condition, it means nutritive condition, the binary fission process performed by that organisms. Okay, after that, our next point is based on plane of division, there are three different types of binary fission. It means that plane of division means it is cytoplasmic plane of division. In different unicellular organism, the cytoplasm undergo different plane of division. It may be horizontal, it may be vertical, it may be any plane. So based on that cytoplasmic division, there are three different types of binary fission. Okay, in that first binary fission is simple binary fission. Okay, in that first one, simple binary fission. Okay, in case of simple binary fission, the first point here is in simple binary fission the cytoplasmic division occurs in any plane. Clear? Okay, in case of simple binary fission, the plane of cytoplasmic division is through any plane. There is no definite plane of cytoplasmic division in case of simple binary fission, and there is an example of organism that shows simple binary fission, which is nothing but amoeba. After that, the second point in case of simple binary fission is in this process, at first the nucleus of parent cell divides into two parts. Okay, here we can see the diagram of division simple binary fission in case of amoeba. In this case, this is the parent cell. Here in the second stage there is nuclear division, we can see here. Okay, means the second point of this get related to this second diagram. Okay, in this process at first the nucleus of parent cell divide into two parts. Okay, here we can see there is nuclear division starts, and here two different nuclei are get separated. Okay, so the second point here explains at first nucleus of parent cell get divided into two parts. Okay, after that the third point is then the cytoplasm divides, which result into formation of two daughter cells. Okay, in the diagram, in the third diagram we can see here the nucleus is completely separated into two parts. After that, the cytoplasmic division also started here. Okay, so after cytoplasmic division, here we can see first half and second half part of cytoplasm. Here cytoplasm get divided. After complete division of cytoplasm, here we obtain two different daughter cells. Okay, after simple binary fission, the second type of binary fission is transverse binary fission. So in case of transverse binary fission, the first point is, in this mode, the cytoplasmic division occurs in transverse or horizontal plane. Okay, so in case of transverse binary fission, the cytoplasmic division is horizontal or transverse. Okay, so based on that, there is a name called as transverse binary fission. Okay, so the example of organism that shows the transverse binary fission is paramecium. So here this is the diagram of paramecium which shows the transverse binary fission. In this case, at first this is the parent cell. Okay, this is the nucleus of parent cell. This is the nucleus of parent cell. In the second diagram in the second step, we can see the nucleus undergo division. Okay, this is the nucleus undergo division, that is nuclear division occurs in the second step. Clear? In the third step, what happens? Along with nuclear division, there is cytoplasmic division also occurs. That's why here the third diagram indicates the cytoplasmic division of the paramecium, and in the fourth diagram we can directly see the two daughter cells of paramecium. Clear? So this is the diagrammatic representation of transverse binary fission of paramecium. Clear? So after this second type, the third type of binary fission is longitudinal binary fission. Okay, what is that? Longitudinal binary fission. Okay, so in that, the first point is, in this mode, the cytoplasmic division occurs in longitudinal or vertical plane. Clear? So in case of longitudinal binary fission, the plane of cytoplasmic division is vertical or longitudinal. Okay, that's why there is a name longitudinal binary fission. Okay, so the example of organism that shows the longitudinal binary fission is nothing but Euglena. Okay, and there is second example, leishmania. Okay, leishmania causes kala azar. Okay, so Euglena, here we can see the diagrammatic representation of longitudinal binary fission in case of Euglena. Okay, so this is the parent cell of Euglena. In the second diagram, in the second step, we can see the nuclear division. This is the nucleus of Euglena. Here there is a nuclear division occurs in the second step. In the third step, along with nuclear division, there is a cytoplasmic division also occurs. Okay, in the next step, there is complete division of the daughter cells occurs, and here two daughter cells of Euglena are obtained. Okay, so in this way the diagrammatic representation of longitudinal binary fission is completed. Okay,